Read you something from my favorite book in the whole world as of now. I'm such an of the moment person, my favorite recipe of the moment. It's called The Untold Story of Sita, an empowering tale for our time. If you don't know the story of the Ramayana, it is one of my favorite stories ever. It's the story of Sita and Ram and of Hanuman, story of devotion, of love, devotion to your higher purpose. And there's so many twists and turns in the story, which I think are so valuable to us as human beings, because sometimes we think that life is full of transactions, which means if I do this, I'll get that, right? If I respond this way, then this should happen. And the gift of this universe is it's not a transaction, that it's an opportunity to elevate ourselves. And that will mean that in any given moment, we will be placed in an event in our lives that will forever change us for an elevated purpose. And for some of us, we may think that there is a victim role that we play in such a circumstance. But in the story of Sita, everything that she does, no matter whether it looks like it's painful or pleasurable, is for a greater purpose. And so as she's talking to her sons in this moment, this is what she says. She says, there is more power contained in a human will than all the power of the sun, the brilliant sun. But we don't know how to use that power. It is locked inside of us. So our practices, our meditations, our mindfulness, this unlocks this power. You must always remember this, that the gifts that were given to human beings, but then we ignore them. And it takes practice to awaken. We have more power than the sun. Just take that in for a moment. We have more power than the sun within us. And here's what she says: to set ourselves free, we must open ourselves to the love that is inborn in every particle of creation. To absolutely set ourselves free, we must open our hearts to the love that is ingrained in every particle of creation. And that's where I get excited even more, because in my green medicine studies, one of the things that we do is we create what's called flower essence. And the way you do that is you go right now and in the next weeks into your yard, into Mother Nature. And you very beautifully ask a plant that you're attracted to, may I take some of your medicine? And maybe you don't know what the medicine is. I'll give you a little example. Your dandelions, they're coming up for you right now to help clean your liver, clean my liver. But you must always ask. It's that relationship that we unlock the beauty and the love and the nourishment that is there, right there for us, that we miss. Why? Because we think it's a transaction. And sometimes when we're taking that beautiful essence of plant, we think it's a transaction and we just take, but we have to give back. So as we're asking that plant for its beauty and its knowledge and its medicine, we ask and we listen and we wait. And then we take a little beautiful piece of the flower or of the stem or of the leaf, and we place it into spring water. And then we give something back. So maybe a little piece of your hair, maybe a little song, right? And then you take that and you place that water into the sunlight, and that becomes the essence of the medicine of that plant for you to drink. This is unlocking the love that is always around us, unless we think life is just one way. I give, I receive, and I keep going blindly, forgetting that there's so much more. I have as much power inside of me as the sun. If you haven't yet, close your eyes. Bring your hands to your heart center. And in this moment, receive yourself so fully. The human form that you came in has so much to unlock, so much to reveal. And in the presence of nature, in the nature of who you are, together, you raise the vibration. I'm just going to do a little call and response to the Gayatri Mantra. So it releases, unlocks that sun within you, that powerful sun within you, that vibrant radiance within you. So I'll chant and you can chant back if you'd like. Om Bhur. Try. Om Bhur. Om Bhuvaha. Om Bhuvaha. Tatsaviturvareniyam. Tatsaviturvareniyam. Bhargo devasya dhimahi. Bhargo devasya dhimahi. Dhiyo yana prachodayat. Dhiyo yana prachodayat. Om Bhur. Om Bhur. Om Bhuvaha. Om Bhuvaha. Tatsaviturvarenyam. Tatsaviturvarenyam. Bhargo devasya dhimahi. Bhargo devasya dhimahi. Dhiyo yana prachodayat. Dhiyo yana prachodayat. Together, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May I unlock the effulgence, the wisdom, the knowledge, the perfection within me. And may I see that in nature, in all beings and animals. Releasing my hands, opening the eyes. Good, come onto your hands and knees. And come back into child's pose, please. Breathing in and breathing out. Alchemy, a seemingly magical process of transformation, but everything in this world is magical. Every moment is magical as you're open to it. And that even means the events that are difficult. There's magic there too. Walk your upper body to the right side of your mat. Stretching your left side body. Breathing deeply here. Expanding through that left side body. Opening up through the inner thighs and widening through the sit bones. Exploring. Magic that's coming up this spring. Walk to the other side. It is the same time that it asks us to begin to wander closer to the sunlight. At the same time, keep our roots deep in the dark. How we grow comes from many, many different events, different people. That's why I'm very clear that the ones we say are the bad guys are really the ones that are helping our transformation. Come back to center, come onto your hands and knees, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then feel how your hands are touching the ground. Feel how your feet are touching the ground. In the story of the Ramayana at the end, where it says that after Sita did all these great deeds, that she was once again exiled to the hermitage to raise her children. In this story, it says her choice was to take her children into nature and raise them with the wisdom of nature, not the wisdom of the palace. Bend your knees deeply here, and then cat-cow here. Move your spine. Inhale to look forward, exhale to look back. See what it feels like as you press your hips high, so you're elongating your spine. You're diving into this breath with full commitment. Inhaling long, exhaling long. And then press your legs back to straight and pause in the stillness, although nothing is still, right? The dynamic stillness. All we have to do is come in love. You know, every event is for us. Take your walking meditation from your feet to your hands, bow forward. Therefore, you'll find home wherever you are. You'll find your home wherever you are. You're never exiled. You're always exactly where you're meant to be. Now, can you bend your knees slightly and place your hands on your outer shins? Let's strengthen here first. Bend your knees slightly. Draw your knees in toward each other. Push, but then push your inner knees wide. Push your inner thighs wide. Press your sit bones wide. Now scoop your low belly a lot. And then bow deeply, reaching arms behind you, clasping your hands behind your calf muscles, low. Behind your calves, low. And taking it in, taking it in. Even softening through the eyes. Good, now drop your seat, bend your knees again and reach your arms forward and up, chair. That power of your hugging in your shins remains, but there's a softness as you drop your feet into the earth. And then place your hands on your thighs again. Now inhale to look forward, and then exhale to round. And at the end of your exhale, after you've rounded, no breath at all, just move your navel in and out. No breath at all, move your navel in and out. And then when you need breath, inhale, look forward. Exhale, round again. No breath at all, pump that navel. And do that just one more time. At the end of that exhale, when you are finished pumping that navel, come all the way up to stand. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Interlace your palms and press straight up. Pull your throat back. And then have that moment that you draw the front ribs in. So there's a humility and a grace of letting in. And in that grace, you feel your back body. Beautiful. Then release the hands and take hold of your left wrist and reach to the right side stretch. Press down through your legs, anchor. And take your roots deep. And come back to center, switch sides. Take your breath with you. When you find yourself gripping in the breath, soften there. Beautiful, everybody. Come back to center, hug your left knee into your chest. Notice when your knee comes in that your sit bones tuck under, so sweep your sit bones back. So you still have that space, good. Take your arms up. Make your eyes grow softer here. And then send that left leg back behind you for Virabhadrasana. 3, pause and 3. Pause in the flight. And the balance and the imbalance. Nice, Ellen. Step your left toes back behind you, high lunge. Keep the back heel lifted, play with your balance. Keep that front knee bent, pointing at that second toe. Draw your throat back. And then clasp your hands behind your back. Now lift your shoulders toward your ears for a moment. Get a lot of side body length. Draw your shoulders back, and with an exhale, bow forward. Let your left hand float to the floor. Let your right arm reach to the sky, earth and sky. Bend your right elbow and pull back. Pull your elbow back. Jennifer, take that right shoulder back just a little bit more. Yeah, shoulder more than arm. Yeah. And then drop that right hand down to the floor. Step your left foot in just a little bit. Go straight on both legs. Parsvottanasana. Hey, Rachel. I've been thinking about you. Breathe in and breathe out. Guidance that comes, especially when you get confused. It's really nice to talk to a friend when you get confused, but I guarantee you will get more benefit talking to your trees. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with talking to your friends. That's awesome. That's awesome. But you either have where they're going to okay you because they want to, you know, whatever, or they're going to argue with you. You don't want that either. Trees won't do either. They'll sit with you until you come to that place of wisdom. Downward facing dog. Forward to plank. Good. Lower all the way down to your belly and rise up into that intoxicated cobra. Come up and just go side to side. Let your hips sway. Let your shoulders sway. Don't be stuck here. Let your rib cage sway. Yes. Nice. Gorgeous. And downward facing dog. Hi, puppy. Good. Left foot comes forward. Right foot to meet it, standing forward bend. Again, take your hands behind your calf muscles and draw them forward. Now, instead of just drawing them forward, bend your knees slightly. Instead of just drawing them forward, so place your hands actually on your calf muscles, right? Pull them behind the legs. Yep. Pull them forward and then lift them up. Feel like you're lifting your calf muscles up. Good. Now to that, start to press your legs to straight. Go slow, but keep your calf muscles moving forward. Press back from your thighs. Beautiful. Now place your hands on your hips. Press down through your legs, rise up to stand. Inhale your arms to the sky. Can you think of the awkward handhold where your other thumb weaves in and then press that up to the sky? So you're just getting a different stretch of your wrists. So you, instead of the regular clasp of your hands, awkward, and then press your palms up. Up, up, up. Yes. Good. Watch the front ribs, draw them back. Press down through those legs. Good. As you release, once again, take a hold of that left wrist and reach to the right, side stretch. This time, lift your right leg up. You're reaching to the right, but lift your right leg up. Bring it out to the right. Keep the leg straight. Lift it off the floor. Flex the foot, straight leg, straight leg. And then as if you're squeezing that right leg in to meet the left. And then lower it back down. Good, come on up, change sides. What the heck? Try the other side. Good, great, Jennifer. Lift that left leg up, flex that foot, squeeze it in, squeeze it in. Pull that throat back. Gorgeous, come back to center. Inhale, reach your arms high to the sky. Exhale, bow forward. Good, send your right leg back behind you. Inhale your arms to the sky, nice high lunge. Clasp your hands behind your back. Again, lift your shoulders up. Take a breath in and bow. Let your right hand float to the floor. Let your left arm float to the sky, connecting sky and earth. Bend your elbow, draw that shoulder back, pull yourself back as if you're being held from behind. But squeeze those legs together, very powerful legs. Releasing that hand down, step your back foot in just enough so both legs can go straight. If at any moment you find that you've lost the breath, find it again. We often look at the world as a transaction. I do this, I get that. But the world is, or the universe is so much more imaginative than that. There are transactions for sure, that's called karma. But it's not this to that. So when you show up with love, come out of love. It's purifications of all karmas. Beautiful. Step back, downward facing dog. And come forward to plank. Let's take Vashisthasana. Right hand holds you, stacking your left leg on top. Open those shoulders. Maybe take your top leg and step it behind you, or step it in front of you, or stay right where you are. And then bend that top elbow and reach back as if you're going to fall behind you. And if you fall, no big deal. Good. Release that hand down, drop down, and switch sides. Make sure you're breathing here, conscious breathing, or conscious holding your breath. If you want to hold your breath, say, I'm going to hold my breath. Very powerful there, too. Yeah, open up that shoulder, draw it back. Yes, yes, yes. Nice, Angela. Nice, Lydia. Drop down. Nice, Ellen. Downward facing dog. Love it. Walk or jump to squat. Maybe drop your head and just be in yourself. The magical process of alchemy. Know yourself. Transform yourself. But we're not doing that alone. We're doing it from the breeze. We're doing it from the sky. We're doing it from the different directions of the west, of water, fire of the south, the air of the east, the earth of the north. We're doing it because of above us and below us, with the symphony of the winged ones and the wild ones. Standing forward, man. I never did Warrior 3 on the second side, did I? No. Place your hands on your hips, push down through your legs, rise up to stand. I knew there was something. Which leg comes up? Your right leg comes up for Warrior 3. Good. Send your sit bones back behind you. Again, that's a whole idea of opening that back body before you even take it back. Draw the navel in, sweep your arms to the sky, and then slowly make it back. My brain told me I was missing something, but there you go. Okay, we're going to change this up, though, since we already did that whole other side. So let's go ahead and drop your right hand to the floor and take your left arm to the sky. Twisting Ardha Chandrasana. Twist from that navel and then open through those shoulders and push back through those sit bones. There's all that space you're keeping. There's always this conversation of keeping a little rounded and then let the chest open wide. Beautiful. Now let's try this. Bring your hands back to your heart center and draw that all the way back up. Come back up to standing. Bring that knee back into your chest. With your jaw slightly relaxed, release that foot down. Let's try the other side. And take it slow. Like a dance. And you're dancing with your beautiful inner music. Taking it through Vira 3 all the way to twisting Ardha Chandrasana, twisting moon. Nice, Jane. Mia, beautiful Sarah. Great, Nancy. Nancy, welcome back too. Good. Come back up, bringing your hands to your heart center. Rise up. Bring that knee back into your chest. And then sit that foot back down and come into chair. Might chair be one of my favorite poses too? It might. Bring your left ankle up onto your right knee. One-legged chair, left ankle, right knee. Flex that left foot a lot. And then clasp your hands behind your back. Remember to round in your back here. And then bring your shoulders back. Yeah. And then bow forward any amount. Good. Rise up. And release. Sweet, sweet. Second side when you're ready. Sit into chair first. Then lift that foot, maybe even just off the floor a little bit. That right foot comes up maybe just a little bit, and then slide it on top. That idea of you being able to move that foot without using your hand. And again, if you need to use your hand, that's totally cool. but to be able to move your joints without having your hand help you out. And then clasp your hands behind you. Maybe the awkward hand holds again. Maybe the other thumb weaves in first. Lift those shoulders. Don't shorten your side body here. Get longer. And then come forward. Nice, Anne, Audrey, Tracy, Meredith. Come on. Beautiful, Ronnie. Come on up. Come back into that chair. Bring your hands to your heart center. Maybe your feet are real close here. I like that. And then prayer twist to the right, left elbow, hooks on the outside of that right knee. And this is a great place to squeeze the internal organs. Give that nice little liver squeeze, kidney squeeze. Good. Come back to chair. Try not to straighten those legs and twist to the other side with breath, with breath. Pull your head forward. Pull your seat back. And then drop your hands to the floor. Nice, Margie. Open and close your mouth. Step back, downward facing dog. Light, nice, Linda. These tales of great warriors and gods and goddesses, there's always wars. There's always curses. Always. So why should we be any different? But we learn from them, storytelling. We are strong, as strong, if not more than Surya the sun. How wild. Come forward to plank. Now try breath of fire here in plank. Get strong. Try breath of fire. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Inhale. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Turn your cheek to the side. You're always at home, no matter where you are. Gift that was given to humans. But most humans forget. It takes practice to remember. She's talking to her boys. She's talking about the teachings of the celestial angels that come to return the world to light. And her sons say to her, but where is the celestial world? And she says, close your eyes, tapping them gently on their chests. She says, within you manifests all the celestial worlds. Within you restores all the love. You come out of love for trees, love for mankind, love for the universe. Turn your cheek to the other side. You make yourself the flower essence and you let your flowers sit in the sunlight for however long you'd like, an hour, a day. And then you drink that water essence and you take in the essence of that water, of that plant. Return that plant back to the earth. Again, the alchemy we have, transforming the magic. Each plant has medicine for us, and especially the plants that are in your yard. They're for you, the wild ones. And come up onto your forearms, so slide your elbows underneath your shoulders, Sphinx pose. Take your right forearm in front of you, reach back. Take your right forearm in front of you, reach your left hand back for your left ankle. Thigh stretch. And then pressing that knee down to the floor. Feel that sensation of drawing the knee down, actually pulling it in and up toward the hip, and then pressing your toes back into your hand. Draw the navel in, soften your breath. Engage. And remember, as you release, you're still in the pose, so let the leg come away from you as if you're still drawing it into you. And then let it come back down to the floor. And then switch sides. Again, keep the rib cage lifted. Keep the chest lifted. Nice, Lynn. And then soften your eyes. Nice, Katrin. Soften your eyes. Let this exchange be one of great listening. Your body has so much to share. That's why when the body gets sick, it's a beautiful moment of alchemy. How can I transform with you, body? Tell me what is necessary, what is I need to do. And then as you release that, again, it keeps drawing in. Now bring your elbows back in front of you, tuck your toes under, lift up to a forearm plank, navel in, palms flat, light hands, and then turn over onto your right side, maybe turning your right forearm in slightly or completely parallel to the front of your mat, stacking your left leg on top. Take your left arm up to the sky, and then sweep your left arm underneath your right armpit, pulling your navel in. Good. Now inhale, lift back up, maybe open up. And then one more time, come underneath. This is so beautiful. And then slide that arm back down to the floor and try the second side. Nice. Even if it is a big deal, let your body or your mind be with it's no big deal. Use the effort, use the strength. And then lower back down. Make a pillow with your hands and rest. Breathe into your back body. We travel through our lives, we often think something wasn't for us. Or that was just a bad time in my life. Reading this beautiful story of Sita, which in so many versions, it sounds like she just given the raw end of the stick. Everything she chose. If it was releasing Ravana, the demon god, from his curse, she needed to place herself in captivity so that he could battle Ram and be released. Wow. You think back on many times that you've placed yourself somewhere that's been less than which place that you wanted to go, and the outcome was extraordinary, the alchemy. And press back, downward facing dog. And stepping your right foot forward, open to Virabhadrasana 2. The warrior. Sink into your feet, sink into your pelvis. Let yourself feel, first of all, that you're squeezing and lifting your pelvic floor, but then feel yourself a deep release of your pelvic floor. One more time. A lift of that pelvic floor, the navel can naturally draw in and up toward the heart. And then just, thank God, a release. And then straighten that right leg. Come on up to the heel, so lift your right foot up. Dig the heel down into the mat. And then as you reach forward for triangle, keep that foot lifted until you reach your ankle or your block. And then you can lower it down and just see that connection to the earth. Nice, Ralph. Beautiful. Nice. Can't believe I have 3 men in here today. It's like unheard of. Good. Bend that front knee and come forward into half moon. Fall forward into that right hand as much as you can, even more than you think you can. Then bend your knees as I always do and come into that crooked form of you. And then push from your spine to create so much length. You're falling into your right hand and you're extending through your legs and you're getting so open. And then step back, side angle, any variation, right forearm on your thigh, right hand on the floor, left arm over your ear, Parsvakonasana, binding if you'd like. Nice. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Nice, Lisa. Good. Touchdown, downward facing dog. Nice, Ann. Vinyasa, nice, Lisa. Vinyasa of choice or none. Maybe intoxicated cobra. Beautiful, Kathy, Andra, so sweet. As you feel ready, left foot comes forward, Virabhadrasana 2. Knee pointing right at that second toe. And so in using this kind of pelvic lift and release, go as low as you can. Try to bring that left thigh as parallel to the floor as you can. So you have a really deep, deep second warrior, but now lift the pelvic floor, squeeze and lift it up. And then do that deep release, like, letting go. And then try that one more time. The subtle energies that are so powerful. We hold so bound up and then let it go. And then straighten that left leg, come on up to that heel, dig it down, pull it back. And then reach for triangle pose. And as your hand touches down, release the foot down and open like eagle's arms, like wide open arms. Yes. I love it. And then go ahead and bend that left knee and take it forward into half moon. Ardha Chandrasana. Lean way into that left hand, way forward, more than you'd ever lean. Then bend your knees. And from bending your knees, push from your spine and get longer, longer, longer. Push your spine longer. Get more space between your vertebrae. And then step back softly as you come into side angle. Super beautiful. Yep. Again, bound or forearm on thigh. Breathing deeply. And drop down to the floor, downward facing dog. Come on down to your knees, press back into child's pose. So here's an interesting question. What if every choice that you make in this lifetime is your choice? Even the time that you place yourself in exile. Even the time that you're in a place that's very tricky, painful. Somewhere that consciously your mind would never want you to go. But it's where you went because you needed to. I always remember my teacher, Manorama, when she would say that, and I would feel the same way with my mom's death, but at the time that she said it, my mom was still alive. And she said teachings that came from her spending time with her mother during her period of letting go of her body. She would have never learned those lessons anywhere else. She had to learn them in that situation. challenge you to walk through your garden, through your yard, and see what's coming up. See what essence is giving you their medicine right now. Downward facing dog. Inhaling your right leg back and up behind you, down dog split. Stepping your right foot forward, lower your left knee to the mat, Anjaneyasana. Any arm position, if you like to bend your elbows, if you like to clasp your hands behind your head, if you like to just stretch the arms up, maybe even sometimes clasp your hands together, point your finger. Like I remember people always asking me, what's the right way to do this? And I always say, which way feels good for you right now? Because there's so many traditions. And each one comes up with its own variation of the right way, but there is no right way. What's right for you right now? Beautiful. If your eyes are soft, if your jaws relax, it's right for you. Nice, Angela. And then nice, Lisa. Now place your hands down on the floor, and you got to know we're doing Hanumanasana. You got to. So go ahead and stretch that leg to straight. Maybe do Ardha Hanumanasana. That's beautiful, where you're going to keep your left hip on top of your left knee. Or maybe start to wiggle that right leg forward. Maybe even turn that right knee, wiggle the right foot forward. Maybe even turn your right foot slightly in to send your right inner thigh wide and your right sit bone wide, which is going to give you a little bit more space to move. That's it. Keep your back rounded. Nice. Just play here. Play. And then once you get to that place, if you're doing it that way, Sri, once you get to that place, that's an edge. Now square your hips back up. Yep. Some of you want to bow here. Some of you want to stay straight up and down. Come out of love. The rest will unfold. Come on up. Take through vinyasa if you'd like, or stay right where you are and just change to the other side. Start an Anjaneyasana with the knee bent once you arrive. And then come forward when you're ready. Into Hanuman, Hanuman, Hanuman. Left foot forward, Hanuman. Beautiful. One more breath here. And then take it back, downward facing dog. Inhaling that right leg back and up behind you, down dog split. Bring your right knee forward for pigeon. If pigeon is on your back today, do that beautiful, graceful flip over onto your back. Right ankle on top of left knee. Good. Flexing both feet if you're on your back, please. So if you're facing your belly toward the floor, just push that baby toe down into the floor of your right foot. So it doesn't have to be flex, but it does need to be active. And then you can walk yourself forward any amount coming onto your forearms. Sometimes I even like to put a block underneath my forehead But keep that action of drawing in. Keep that action of that slight rounding in your back. Navel pulls in. So anytime that we're trying to do any hip opening, any feeling of really widening the space, it's counterproductive if we drop the ribs forward. So really lifting the rib cage, squeezing the knees toward each other, but then you can soften your forehead. Very hard concept to think that nature is always for us, not against us. And anything that I say today, take what you can swallow, get rid of what you can't. It must be yours for it to bring any vibration higher. Good. Slowly come on up and switch sides. Take your time. Place yourself well. Gayatri mantra that we chanted at the beginning of class is, may the divine effulgent light within me, may it inspire my thoughts. May the power of the sun, the reflection of that light within me, the light of the world, the light of the universe, may that inspire how I think. Because how I think inspires how I speak and how I act. So we begin at the very subtle. Try to stay here without getting lost. And for me, it would be making a recipe. Lost in your to-do list. Very slowly make your way back up, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Walk or jump to squat. I'm going to give you an opportunity to do crow pose here if you'd like, or just stay in your squat. If squatting doesn't work for you, feel free to stay in that nice higher squat. I'm going to try your crow pose today, drawing your knees to your upper armpit of your shelf, upper armpit shelf, and trying to squeeze your shins toward each other, This is a beautiful place to round your back like crazy. Pull that navel up to meet that heart. And then slowly make your way back down. Lie on your back, please. Hug your knees into your chest. Trust whenever your body disrupts you. It's asking you to listen. The wisdom of the body, the wisdom of nature. Take your right knee on top of your left knee, please. Right knee on top of left. Squeeze your shins toward each other. Don't use your hands. Pull your knees in close toward your navel. And then lift your chest a lot. Soften your ribs. You can even take your arms out to letter T if you'd like. And then breathe deeply here. Squeeze the shins, widen the sit bones. Pull the knees in close. Good, keeping that squeeze, reach the toes away from you, almost as if you touch the floor. Just keep squeezing the shins. Bring the toes forward, almost to touch the floor. And then bringing them back in again. Do that 3 more times, reaching toward the floor like you're almost going to touch it. And then squeezing back in, keep squeezing the shins. And then 1 more time. Good, change knee on top of knee, so switch. Try not to grip in your neck here. Be careful not to grip in your shoulders, your neck. Before you're going forward and back, just stay still, pulling the knees in and squeezing the shins. Pull in. And then again, move the feet away from you, toward you, away from you. Good, come on into happy baby pose. Keep the low back pressed into the floor. Good, now take your legs nice and wide, V, and then clasp your hands together. Take your pointer finger, reach it to the sky. And then lift your head, neck, and chest and reach through your legs. Reach forward. Squeeze those legs, even though they're wide open. Good, lower those legs up, bring your knees back into your chest, lower your head down, hug your knees in. And then plant your feet here, come up into bridge pose, lifting your hips up. Clasp your hands underneath you if you'd like, or stay right where you are, your arms alongside of you. And ever so gently release. I'm going to give you an opportunity to go upside down. So if you want to just take your legs up to the sky right here and stay here, even hands, arms up, legs up is a nice inversion. If you'd like to take it into shoulder stand, if you'd like to come into headstand or handstand, you're welcome to do that. Legs up the wall. Wherever you are, keep breathing, please. You know you're breathing, but breathe consciously. We'll take one more minute here. And then slowly begin to bring yourself out of whatever inversion you created for yourself. We'll meet back up to sit. If you'd like to take anything before you come to sit, like downward dog or fish, feel free to do that. And then stretch your legs out in front of you. Final forward bend, Janu Sirsasana. Bend your right knee. Maybe sit up on a blanket if that's helpful for your pelvis to tilt. And then lean forward over that left leg. It's a twisting forward bend, letting your right knee pull out to the right. There you go. Maybe even a strap if you need one. Just a great bow. There's so much unseen happening. Get caught up in what's loud and right in front of us. Tune into the soft, quiet. You're looking at your plant life, see the way it sways in front of you. Hold it, touch it, see what it feels like, the pulsation. And come on up and switch sides. And very slowly come on up. So you turn around to lie down on your mat for Shavasana. Maybe a final spinal twist if you'd like. Gonna get serenaded during your Shavasana. Maybe a spinal twist left and right.
keep myself medicated with the sun and a summer's breeze. It's hard to stay dedicated with the cold of a winter's eve. It's where I'm from. I don't have no other home. Seasons change every couple months. Leaves will die, but then the flowers bud. Bunnies run the sidewalks and the dogs bark. I keep myself elevated with a loves and a friendly way. Not all my neighbors get it. If I call them, they'll be here in a minute. Where I'm from, I don't have no other home. Seasons change every couple months. People die, but then life goes on. As kitties run the sidewalks and the young moms talk. Ooh, east of Appalachia, south of where the glaciers are. We all know the cold front when it hits you. North of the Carolinas, west of Long Island. We get hit with wind off the Caribbean. Where I'm from, I don't have no other home. Seasons change every couple months. Leaves will die, but then the flowers bud. So we are on the sidewalks and the old folks watch.
Go ahead and deepen your breath. Let your body stretch and yawn in any way that serves you well. Lying on your back, hug your knees into your chest. Roll up to sit. It was Josh and Jordan's new one that just came out. So bring your hands together at your heart center. I bow to this work we do together to elevate, to love, and to be. Inhale for the sound of Om. Sliding your hands to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Alex.